Cleveland's lineup this afternoon will look like this. Stephen Kwan leads off, followed by Chase DeLauder, Jose Ramirez, and Kyle Manzardo. Daniel Schneemann is back in the fold, batting fifth. Then Travis Bazzana, Petey Halpin, Austin Hedges, and Brian Rocchio.
And the right-hander on the mound in the finale of this series for the Athletics, Aaron Civale. Seventh start of the season through the first 6 starts of his campaign. 30 2/3 innings, 3.23 ERA. And Chris, we talked about what an effective job he has done with runners in scoring position. The opponent's just 3 for 25. And I think in a series that has featured the Guardians stepping up with guys on base and delivering big hit after big hit, that is something to pay attention to today. Should he be able to limit traffic, which he's done a nice job of all season long so far, and guys find their way on base, he's done a magnificent job of navigating those turbulent waters. Looking for more of that this afternoon.
Defense behind Civale today. Starting in the outfield, Soderstrom in left, Geloff in center, Thomas in right, Hernandez and Kurtz on the corners, Wilson and McNeil up the middle, with Wins behind the plate for Civale.
There's the backstop.
Yep.
Austin Wins getting the start today, as folks know. Shea Langoliers and his wife, well, they're on baby duty these days. Marcotte, the skipper, looking to see if this club and the Athletics can't turn things around. Been a tough 2 days, I think. Some ball games you feel like, hey, we've had shots to win them. I think just a lack of execution and some mental mistakes have led to dropping these first 2 games of the series, trying to avoid the sweep before we hit the road.
First pitch, we're underway at 1:06 local. Well, the first game ended 8-5 Cleveland, and then 14-6. It was a slugfest for the Guardians. There's the third base umpire waving no strike. Dan Bellino is the home plate umpire and crew chief. You can hear him with the ABS challenge.
Ooh.
Ripperger at first, Livensparger at second, and Merzel at third. Now that missed by about a baseball.
Yeah, quite a bit. Well, that might be the earliest ABS challenge I think we've had this season.
In the air to left. Soderstrom makes the catch.
Well, we've already heard Dan Bellino on the mic. Let's check out some of his tendencies. Practicing attorney, is also the president of the MLB Umpires Union. The law dog behind the plate this afternoon. Calls more strikes at the bottom of the zone. Overturned on 20 of the 33 challenges that have been issued. That's 61%.
Chase DeLauder continues to mash. Now an 8-game hitting streak. He is 7 for 8 in this series.
Nobody hotter than Chase DeLauder. This dude is rolling the pole right now. And when you're seeing the ball as well as he is, it feels like you can go about it a couple different ways. You can be aggressive early, get a pitch you like early, put a good swing on it. You can work in at bat, get comfortable even with 2 strikes. Chris, you mentioned it at the beginning of this series that, and I agree with you, that I think the outside of the Savage up north for the Jays, the AL Rookie of the Year conversation firmly starts in the American League Central.
Ramirez pops it up. Really, it's just a fly ball to left. Sounded like a pop-up, but it's caught for the second out. And here comes Manzardo, who was a pinch hitter last night. 1 for 5 on the series. That one hit was a 3-run home run coming off the bench yesterday in the 8th inning. From the 5th inning on, Cleveland managed a run or more. 4 of those 5 innings, they were multi-run efforts. That won't do. 1 ball and no strikes. 4 runs in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th. And they have already claimed their 9th straight series win against the A's and are now at 18-16. It's hit well to right, dropping in front of Thomas, who plays it on a high hop. Guns to third. It's off the bag, and into third is DeLauder.
It looks like they wanted this down and away. Really elevated, caught a lot of the plate. Manzardo with a good swing. DeLauder first to third. Now this is what we were talking about for Aaron Savali, with runners in scoring positions. Done a pretty nice job of neutralizing the opposition. Going to need to do so here against a hot Schneemann.
First pitch is up 1-0. Kurtz holds on the runner, Manzardo at first. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Ten pitches for Savali, has 2 outs, but Schneemann, who did not appear in game 2, started in game 1, had 2 at-bats, going 0 for 2. Breaking ball called strike, 2-1. In that game, Schneemann started in center field, and there's going to be an ABS challenge here.
No. The batter has challenged.
It's elevated, but it's well, in my opinion anyway, it's a strike. Yep.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Cleveland also has 1 challenge remaining.
All right. We're just that much closer to just playing old-fashioned baseball. Each team now down to just 1 challenge, like you said.
Maybe the 2 earliest 2 challenges burned this year.
It feels that way.
Now 3 balls and a strike.
You know, and I think pitches just like that you feel like could arguably go either way. Guys now are going to be very hesitant. There's Voter, the one on the right.
Manzardo will be on the move with the pitch. 3-2 payoff is fouled away. Schneemann having a nice year with Cleveland. 313, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs.
Fair to say he's been a steaming Schneemann.
Three and 2. Called strike 3, got him on the inside corner, and Savali strands 2 runners. No score going into the bottom of the first. No score in the bottom of the first inning. A's looking to strike first for the 3rd straight game against Cleveland, and it starts with Jacob Wilson. He's the leadoff hitter on a 7-game hitting streak. Then Brent Rooker, Kurtz, Colby Thomas, Zach Geloff, Soderstrom, Wins, Hernandez, and McNeil. Of those 7 games on the hit streak, 4 of them have been multi-hit games.
Uh-oh. Look at, might have left PitchCom. Yep. Imagine that. Can't play baseball without the PitchCom. Yeah, exactly. Pitch timer. I was going to say that's not on anybody but the Guardians. Delay a game. Austin Hedges, 5 yards, still first down.
Strike 1. So Wilson at 296 on the year, 2 homers, 15 batted in. 3 for 7 on the series, and he has a double. He'll get it in the air to center. Halpin makes the catch. 1 away.
Southpaw on the bump this afternoon for the Guards. Parker Messick, man out of Plant City, Florida, a Florida State Seminole. Left-hander has thrown the ball extremely well this season, Chris. I was excited to see the Guardians for a few different reasons. Watching Joey Cantillo up close, seeing Stephen Vogt, and watching this young man, Parker Messick, get after it. It's a left-hander who's got a great repertoire. We'll show you in just a bit. He's also a guy who I always like to highlight, as we know, guys who feature the buffet of fastballs, 3 different fastballs that he uses to help set up what is a big-time swing and miss changeup that you just got to look at right there. That is going to be a weapon that we see for Parker Messick.
Rooker has 4 hits on the series, including a home run. Back-to-back games, back-to-back multi-hit efforts for Rooker. He's trying to get that average back up, but he's behind at 1-2. Fouled off. Defense for Cleveland today in the series finale. In the outfield, it's the Gold Glovers Stephen Kwan in left, Petey Halpin in center, Chase DeLauder in right, Schneemann and Rocchio on the left side of the infield, Bazzana and Manzardo at second and first, Hedges behind the plate, and the lefty Messick on the mound. 1-2, and down on strikes goes Rooker, swinging and missing on a changeup.
One time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. I'm going to show you the separation of velocity for Parker Messick, because you just saw that changeup there. And what you see here also, you've got 1 fastball, 2 fastballs, 3 different fastballs, but you see the changeup right here at 85 miles an hour. You saw the fastball at 93.6 up to 94 is what you can round that up to. So you're talking about a guy who's flirting with that, 8 to 10 mile an hour velocity separation. But it's the life on the pitch, and the fact that he has no problem moving that pitch around is what's most impressive. 4th in Major League Baseball when it comes to ERA, sitting at 1.73. The sub-1 whip, 0.88. Walks, hits, innings pitched. That's good for 6th in all of baseball. I mean, it has just been an absolute deal fest for Parker Messick. Let's not forget, this is a guy who a few starts ago was staring down the barrel of a no-no against Baltimore.
1-2 to Kurtz, and he'll swing and miss. Very efficient inning for Parker Messick. 1-2-3 with a pair of strikeouts. No score. Let's go to the second.
Welcome back. Time now for Wire Cam, brought to you by Defy. We've got a great look at this entire series, and Chris, we were talking about it just before first pitch. I mean, it has been a full house all 3 games here against the Guardians.
Good attempt, goes foul. The defense has played. Bazzana was looking for his 2nd big league hit in the form of a bunt. Yeah, but it has been packed house after packed house. Some great giveaways this weekend. Fans have stood strong. But let's turn the clocks back to yesterday in the 7th inning. Numero uno, DB.
It had been a long time coming. At least it felt like, if you're Bazzana and the Bazzana fans. And I was, before the ball game, discussing what it's like to go through that waiting game. As a pitcher, starting pitcher, you come up to the big leagues, you're not guaranteed to factor into the decision your first time out there on the mound, right? And I think there's a lot of focus and attention to making sure that you are efficient in your work, but that you leave the ball game with a positive note.
Line drive into center. Bazzana will get his 2nd hit in the big leagues.
But for Bazzana, a guy who had felt like it had taken a while, as he's able to square up a curveball here from Savali. But talking with our man, the great Feldmonian, said, you know what? there's probably not a better guy to have in the dugout for a young player who has started their career. Bazana off to the races.
Wins' throw is late. And a great jump for Travis Bazana, first career stolen base.
Well, an incredible jump for Bazana.
Second, excuse me. First stolen base that we've seen of Bazana in this series. I got my numbers all mixed up. No, he stole a base yesterday too.
Well, Bazana is a guy who, Chris, when you feel like he starts to get going, you feel like the floodgates start to open from a production standpoint. The hits, the aggressiveness on the base path, and I think that's why folks with the Guards so excited about just getting him going. But just kind of touching on who the manager in the Guardians dugout is, Stephen Vogt, a guy who felt like he was about 0 for his first month in the big leagues.
1-2, fouled away. This is a player that went first overall 2 years ago out of Oregon State in the original, I won't say original, the older Pac-12. Now it's changed quite a bit. See the wind blowing out. Pickoff attempt at second was close, but no cigar. And a very complete player in college. You know, they go from metal bats to wood bats, but a lot of power.
Get back.
In a draft that had a lot of power in it.
Nice pitch.
Halpin went fishing. Wins will throw to first. One away.
Nice pitch by Savali. Good job by Austin Wins. Body up. I mean, look at him just smother that thing. Funnels it right back towards home plate. That is textbook. See how he gets his body up and over the ball, just deadening it, creating that downward angle. And that's why you see catchers start to shift and sway, and you see the shoulder turns at times. You're just trying to funnel that baseball back to home plate, give yourself a chance to knock it down.
Ground ball to second, moving over McNeil. Nice play. Bazana moves to third. That draft 2024, just 2 years ago. Look at these picks. Already making impact at the big league level. Kurtz, the reigning rookie of the year. Caglione, who's swinging it well for Kansas City. Weatherhold, who has been a revelation for St. Louis. Connor Griffin, $140 million man at 19 years old. Smith, Benj, Savage. You go down the list. A draft to remember.
Well, you've got a rookie of the year in there. You've got guys who have impacted postseason baseball. You've got a guy who, in Cam Smith, was traded for a dude the Dodgers are paying $60 million a year. Like, it is an embarrassment of riches that I think baseball should be very proud to have at this level. You think about the NBA and, you know, how in the past there were young players who were coming up from high school impacting their teams and impacting their teams rather quickly, right? Like a guy like Kobe, a guy like Kevin Garnett. Excuse me. Remember a guy by the name of Sebastian Telfair, who real ones know. These are guys who you have to be a rare breed to come up and feel like you can impact the game that quickly with that level of inexperience. But we just showed you a whole crop of guys. And there are so many different levels to this game, quite literally. when you're working your way through the minor leagues, different levels. And to think that you can matriculate through a minor league system and make your way to the big leagues and have that instant impact. Man, these are special, special dudes.
2-2 on the ground to second. McNeil retreats the outfield grass, throws to first, and again, Savali leaves a runner in scoring position stranded.
And a blue moon.
Driven to left field. It's a Colby Jack for the first time this year.
Got him. We found Waldo, and Colby found the Waldo. That ball got out of here quick, fast, and in a hurry. Time to pop the chain, man.
Now Geloff gets underneath one, high in the air, and the first baseman Manzardo makes the catch.
Well, let's start where this ball came in. Whack. We'll cut her up, in, just not quite in far enough. It came in, and Colby sent it out. Leaned back on him, CT.
It's been nearly a month since Messick allowed a home run.
Well, he's just been so good at moving the baseball around, avoiding barrels. We told you this ball got out of here in a hurry. Stephen Kwan barely able to turn around and give it a courtesy 2 steps, and that ball is off the clubhouse wall. Missile.
Last homer, and the only other homer Messick has given up this year, was on April 5th at home against the Cubs. So almost a month exactly.
Well, you go and look at the Baseball Savant page of Parker Messick, and you're going to see a lot of red, which means above average performance in regards to the categories. As he sits Tyler Soderstrom down on a 92-mile-an-hour sinker. See where Hedges is set up. This ball they start away, brings back really almost middle, outer third, if you will.
Here's Wins. Taking down low, 1 ball and no strikes.
You see where Parker Messick is set up, that toe of the back foot, really kind of splitting the difference on the rubber.
Another pop-up. This is going to stay playable, and Manzardo is able to read it. But Colby Thomas leads off the bottom of the second with a solo home run, his first of the year. He got to the cheese and hammered one out of here.
To start your week, Chris, you can be one of the first through the gates on Tuesday, May 12th for a matchup with the Redbirds and score the exclusive Star Wars Grogu giveaway from a galaxy not so far away. Right here, actually. Just get your tickets today at athletics.com/promotions and come on out. Get your little Grogu in your life.
Well, Hello Kitty was a hit 2 days ago. Grogu, I think, will be just as, if not more, popular.
You're going to be able to fit Grogu on the mantle next to the Hello Kitties?
Starting to run out of space.
And my children very excited about the Grogu. They were ecstatic about the Hello Kitties. But I think Grogu is leading the charge right now.
Kwan sweeps one to left. Played well by Soderstrom, 1 down. I can't lie to you. I am surprised about Hello Kitty, the age range of people interested. You know, it's young girls, but I talked to someone who said, I'm just here to get my best friend's 35-year-old girlfriend a Hello Kitty bobblehead.
I mean, look, you know, just because you get older doesn't mean you have to lose touch with the inner child, right? And when Hello Kitty bursts onto the scene, you're a youngster. It's something new. It's something fun. You're excited about it.
DeLauder sends it in the air to center. Geloff is right there, 2 down. Now, I'm not knocking it. It's cool. Everybody's got their thing. I was just surprised. That's all.
You can't be surprised. I mean, think about, you ever been to Disneyland?
Disney World.
Disneyland, Disney World. I mean, there's as many older folks running around in these places as there are small children who are being introduced to the universe for the first time.
See a lot of Mickey ears on all different age ranges. Now, you with Mickey ears, that might be frightening for me to see.
I'm more of the goofy nose guy. Like, I like the goofy, you know, goofy hat, goofy ears.
Popped into shallow right, slipped again. Thomas Geloff on the run. It short hops him and it gets down. Zach to cover for Thomas, but Colby slips.
Well, you see Colby right there as he starts his route backwards and then has to reroute in an effort to do so, kind of spins out, and Geloff, natural infielder, catches this on a short hop.
So that's Ramirez's second hit of the series, and Manzardo, who singled, is up again. Got to keep an eye on Jose at his 300th career stolen base. Yesterday it was a stolen base of third back in the 5th inning. Now the flags are blowing out to right.
Remember yesterday we had a lot of help, or at least the baseball did, getting pushed out to left, left center, center, even right center. Not so much down that right field line, but looks like things may have changed a bit. That's why they call them the winds of change, Chris.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ball and a strike to Manzardo. Ramirez taking his lead. Savali from the stretch. Outside, 2-1. Breaking ball and a beauty for a called strike. Remember, both teams have one challenge remaining. Each of them burned one in the first.
That's a big curveball from Savali. Dropping it in the bucket.
Another disengagement.
Just trying to keep Ramirez close and honest over there at first. Now to a little bit bigger lead this time.
2-2. Line drive into center, base hit. Ramirez will take third. And Manzardo's 2 for 2. Virtually the exact same scenario Savali found himself in the first happens again here in the third.
Manzardo, well, just right of center field. And with Jose Ramirez able to get that extended lead after the 2 disengagements into third base easily. And we've seen Savali bear down a couple times with runners in scoring position already in this ball game. Looking to make it happen one more time here against Schneemann.
Step off with Ramirez at third and Manzardo at first. Cleveland got their first of 14 runs in the third yesterday. The first pitch curveball gets Savali over 0-1.
We'll see if this might be a little backwards approach here for Savali. Remember, he locked up Schneemann in the first inning on a sinker in off that front hip.
That was a splitter in.
So he's slowed him down now. Visually, he's been able to change eye levels as well. That big curveball, the splitter, that split was in. So he might be in a spot where he can go back to that same pitch where he could run that sinker in off. I mean, there's so many options.
0-2 pitch. Cutter up, foul back.
I mean, a fantastic spot for that cutter right under the hands.
Where do you go now? Do you stay up?
Well, there's a couple. Again, you can go back to that splitter now. And I think that once you've been able to elevate like he has, he could go back to that curveball. But if you're going to do that, it's got to be bounced, I think.
Stayed with the cutter.
Well, that one maybe a little more hittable. That was middle. But this is where I think, and you also have to be aware of the runner at third base. But 0-2, it looks like you probably have Schneemann in swing mode here. I think a competitive split down away doesn't necessarily have to be close. They're staying in.
Sticks with the heat.
Yeah, and again, you can see Schneemann he's ready to fire. Anything close, he's ready to fire. And I think once you've kind of doubled up on velocity in terms of the cutters and now that fastball, you got a chance to pull a string on him.
That works. And that'll retire the side. The curveball did the job. And again, a scoreless inning for Savali. This upcoming schedule is brought to you by Service Champions. DB after this game, the A's head east. An off day Monday in Philadelphia, then 3 against the Phillies, then the Orioles after a quick bus ride to Baltimore on the weekend, then back at home against the Cardinals and the Giants. A's lead 1-0 thanks to a Colby Jack home run in the second. Thomas's first of the year. And anytime I would think you could get a lead against a player like Messick, feel very good, especially early in the game, because sub-2 ERA entering play, one of the best pitchers in the American League to start the year. Now he faces the bottom of the order, and almost every hitter has been to 2 strikes.
And look, let's be honest. The Athletics have been able to jump out to a couple different leads to start these ball games. Unfortunately, we have seen those leads quickly dissipate for the A's to never really be able to recover and gain a position of strength. And there's been some seesaw battling going on throughout the ball game. You see that note there, season high 4 straight ball games, scoring 5+. Hernandez down on a 94-mile-an-hour heater, top shelf. And this is the 4-seam variety here for Parker Messick. Just reaches back, spins the rails. And when I say spins the rails, it's how we kind of refer to the seams on the baseball being the rails. And that's how you're able to generate the spin.
McNeil swings and misses 0-2. Messick, as you mentioned, out of Florida State University. Second rounder. The A's took a first rounder out of Florida State in Jamie Arnold, who is competing at the AA level right now.
Competing, I'm going to use the word dominate. dominating at the other level, or at that level. I mean, that dude is in a tree right now, just slicing and dicing.
Another lefty, Wei Lin, is performing well too.
What, just went 7 shut?
Yep.
Whew. And when folks ask me about the future of this franchise and what it looks like on the mound, because there's a lot of hype about what we have seen with the core offensive players, and they're here. And sure, there's some guys laying in the weeds, right? Tommy White, just up to AAA, just hit his first 3-8 bomb the other night. This pitch, man, very close. I'm surprised there wasn't a call here from Dan Bellino.
2-2, popped up, foul ground, and it drops in front of Schneemann.
But those are a couple of the names that are at the top of the list. You know, I think Gage Jump, another one.
3 lefty starters that are performing at a very high level. That's something that David Forst and the rest of this front office staff, Mark Kotze, have to be excited about. To left, 2 down. Wilson flew out to center his first time up. If you look on the scoreboard, Lance R. from Gigi's Playhouse, one of our nonprofit groups that we work with, Jacob Wilson, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Ground ball to Schneemann, who plays it on a couple hops, fires to first, and that'll retire the side. A's lead 1-0, 1/3 of the way through the game. Bench your mobile provider for better coverage and bigger savings with Xfinity Mobile, and get Wi-Fi plus 5G that won't strike out. Xfinity, imagine that. Well, it's Bazzana. Maybe that little one's perfecting their Bazzana swing. Bat up high on the shoulder, called strike, 0-1.
Get out there to the play area, get some BP in.
Gonna have to get through a lot of fans on the berm though. Get up there. It is packed on the lawn. Breaking ball low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, it is Little League D here at the ballpark. I want to shout out Sunrise Little League from Stockton, California. Boys and girls from the 209 made the trek up here. Hit the 5 North. Come check out some big league baseball.
And you can see quite a few fans wearing a protective apparatus as there's an ABS challenge here.
The previous pitch is ball. The catcher is challenged.
Well, and I think Austin wins all over this one. This one looked good, Chris. Splitter had some depth to it, but as I thought.
1 challenge remaining.
Hee-ha. And you saying that's late. I think you can decipher the rest.
You see Bazzana, after every swing, every take, he grabs his helmet.
Yep, well, you see him right there. I mean, it's part of the mannerisms for a hitter, and that's why, you know, the tap is the differentiator.
That won't do. See, there he goes again.
Well, and again, so he's just grabbing the helmet, right? And that's not a tap. And that's the difference. And I think that's why it was implemented. Like, no, we need you to tap your helmet a couple times.
He will take and draw a leadoff walk. While he does that, we'll hear a word from our friends at SMUD.
SMUD's Clean Power City movement is happening. Hundreds of thousands are taking action, driving electric, making clean power choices, and saving money with SMUD rebates. Together, we're changing the world. For 99 ways to join the charge, visit cleanpowercity.org.
Well, Chris, after that first big league knock for Bazana, he's been on base all 3 times after. He had a walk back in the 9th inning. Got a knock in the 2nd and then a walk here in the 4th.
This guy, Petey Halpin, is from Northern California, from Mountain View.
St. Francis alum. Burnsy, Eric Burns territory. The lovable psycho.
Halpin was recalled 2 days ago from the AAA club. Now gets to start in center field. 1-1, serve to left. Soderstrom drifts over and makes the catch. 1 down. But I was saying, around the ballpark, you see some protective equipment that some are wearing. A sliding glove, maybe?
That's it. Little sliding mitt. This is a giveaway today.
I got to put one of those on a few days ago before the giveaway, and they are quality. It did, you know, it's small on my hand. I don't think a regular one would have looked normal on me either, but there have been some fantastic giveaways early this year. Basketball jersey yesterday, Hello Kitty the day before.
Oh my.
Busted bat off the shin of Hedges, and it's determined to be a dead ball foul.
Well, and maybe a good thing, is that ball from Savali ended up in right center, and I think McNeil, understanding it was a dead ball, probably not making an emphasis to go after it, but you could see that ball coming right off the face of the left shin of Austin Hedges. There they are. And I think that's probably one of the better giveaways to get autographs on as well.
Yep. Is that Brett's autograph, Harris?
That is Brett Harris.
Yep.
We know Brett's here for the kids.
Popped out of play. Wins might have a chance here, but no, it does go out of play. Hedges had a great game yesterday. 3 hits, all of them for extra bases, a solo home run. This is his first career game with 3 extra base hits.
Well, Hedges been at it a while. Call that a career day.
0-2. Struck him out. High cutter. 2 away.
And indeed, an elevated cutter, higher than high. And Hedges really no shot at getting to that pitch. That was a cutter that was blown by him.
Rocchio trying to show bunt, pulls back. He didn't go. 1 ball and no strikes. He's on a 3-game hitting streak himself. Has RBIs in the first 2 games of this series, had an RBI single in the 9th and an RBI double in the 7th. But he's underneath this one, high in the air, shallow right. McNeil calling everyone off, has a beat on it, makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. 4 strong innings for Savali. It's Rooker leading off the 4th.
Today, we're proud to recognize the California Rangeland Trust. As the largest land trust in the state, they are dedicated to conserving California's beautiful working rangelands. Their mission protects our local land, wildlife, and natural heritage for generations to come. Discover their conservation work at rangelandtrust.org or follow them at Rangeland Trust. Well, it's the city of trees here in beautiful Sacramento. And I can tell you, with those trees comes a lot of pollen. Been wearing that this homestand.
You've been going with Claritin, or?
I mean, no free ads. I've just been trying to stay inside, flush the eyeballs. It's tough. Some of the opposing players, though, have commented, talked to me about it. Man, how do you breathe out here? I'm born and raised in the valley out here, man.
Rooker behind at 1-2. He struck out swinging in the first. He'll take low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You were talking about the wind earlier in the game. Yeah, it's swirling. At one point it was going out straight away right, and now it's just blowing straight out. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Those flags are a whipping.
And waiting on deck, Kurtz had a big 20 games as Rooker strikes out swinging. Walked his way into the record books, but was unable to walk yesterday. 20 straight games the walk, but Roy Cullenbine, 22 games, still stands alone as the banner record number.
Safe for now, Roy.
Hits it in the air to right center. And it's caught by Halpin. Every time he gets the ball in the air, the crowd rises. It's just the Kurtz effect. And he's earned that.
Yeah, I'd say.
The man who got the ball in the air best this game, Colby Thomas. A laser solo home run to lead off the second. That puts the score where it is now, 1-0. And he got to Messick on a high fastball. Now Messick stays away with a sinker. 1 ball and no strikes. Colby's underneath it this time. High in the air. Bazana has made the catch. 1-2-3 inning for the Guardians. We're through 4 innings of play. It's the A's 1 and Cleveland 0.
A's baseball is brought to you by Law Tigers, Northern California's motorcycle lawyers at lawtigers.com.
We're back, 1-0, the A's lead. Fans are out to plenty at the ballpark. Youth Baseball Day. Top of the order for Cleveland is up for a 3rd time, starting with Kwan. And in between the 4th and 5th innings, there was a little bit of a highlight package and a welcome back to green and gold territory to Stephen Vogt. 1 away, and he acknowledged it with a very humble wave. He has meant so much to this organization.
Well, one of the most beloved players in franchise history. And I think it goes to show you don't always have to, be a world champion to hold a special place in the hearts of a franchise and its fan base. Stephen Vogt had more than one incredible moment as an Athletic. I think my favorite moment, his last at bat in the big leagues, after his children announced his name in his final at bat. He hits a homer in his final big league at bat and round to the bases with a ton of emotion. And that's something I know the fans have held on to. But you're talking about a guy who has done incredible work on the field as an Athletic, incredible work in the community, still does that work in the community. I was with Voter this offseason.
DeLauder lifts it high in the air to left. Soderstrom is going to run out of room, and Chase DeLauder ties the game. His first homer since essentially the first week of play, his 6th of the year. And the Boo Birds are out. That is his 8th hit of the series. He's 8 for 10 against the A's here in West Sac.
I said it at the beginning of the ball game. His first at bat, first pitch hit. Here he leaves the yard. Nobody hotter than Chase DeLauder.
There aren't a lot of lefties that can backside it like that. Especially where wind wasn't really a factor aiding the baseball. But you were talking about that final at bat for Vogt and him rounding the bases, and such a consummate professional, a guy who is a natural leader quite clearly, becomes a manager very quickly after his playing career. And it seemed like in that one solitary moment, that final time rounding the bases, the child in him came out.
Oh yeah.
Where maybe you have to be a little bit more buttoned up if you're the leader of a squad, and obviously you can still have your fun, but that was a final moment where he could express himself as the kid playing the game of baseball.
Well, we talked about a guy who, that was a big hit that A's fans will remember. But we talked about a guy who struggled when he first got to the big leagues. Took a while to get his first hit. 0 for 30, what, 32? And then what happens? Well, you're a 2-time All-Star. You're a 2-time back-to-back Manager of the Year when it's all said and done, as far as your playing days go. But I think it's really just a testament to the human being. Because if you're Stephen Vogt, really any ballpark you go to, you got to be careful with your time. You get out to the field early. You're watching early work. Maybe you're watching some early BP as a manager. You're going to stop and see 5-6 guys on every team that you know that you've either played with or against.
Ramirez is going to try and take second. Throw down. Wilson's tag is there. Wins, guns down Jose Ramirez. And the A's erase the runner on the base paths.
Well, Jose going to have to wait for 301. Jacob Wilson doing a nice job of getting the tag down quickly. Throw up just a bit, but right down on that left leg. Austin Wins putting it into that.
2 balls and a strike to Manzardo, who's 2 for 2. He flies it to right. Thomas on the warning track makes the catch. But Chase DeLauder continues to haunt the A's. A solo home run ties the game at 1-1.
With Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24-hour, 7-day-a-week confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741.
Game tied at 1-1. Geloff is up for a second time. He popped out in the second. Geloff's been swinging it a little bit better, Dallas. I think that's something that many have noticed. Entering play today over his last 7 games, 6 for 21, which is a .286 average. Not swinging and missing as much, not going down via the strikeout nearly as much. But he does swing and miss there. And taking ownership of a center field position that, let's face it, is open right now.
Well, it's open, and I think it's a place where you're going to need somebody to show up and plant their flag, as I like to say. And there's absolutely no denying what Denzel Clark brings to the table from a defensive perspective. We've seen Lawrence Butler do a good job out there. But with that position also comes offensive responsibility.
Right above us. If you were another 5 feet, you would have caught that ball.
I mean, if I was another 5 feet tall, I wouldn't be in here, I can tell you that.
2-2.
Oh.
High drive to left. Geloff takes the lead right back. Second home run of the year, and the A's back on top 2-1.
Well, it had been, as we talked about, just one homer for Parker Messick coming into the ball game allowed. That's the second one this afternoon. A laser off the bat of Colby Thomas and a big blast off the bat of Geloff.
Now 5 home runs total against the Guardians. They have had 2 today, 2 yesterday, 1 in game 1. That's after the A's had 1 total home run in the series against Kansas City. Now Soderstrom gets involved. DeLauder back, and they go back to back into the bullpen. The A's are making a mess of Messick here in the 5th.
And that's got to feel extra special for Tyler Soderstrom, a guy who has struggled against left-handed pitching this season. Absolutely torches that.
The 3 hits today for the A's have been home runs.
Make them count, partner.
Wins, line drive to left, but it'll hang up for Kwan. Let's go back to Geloff's home run first. Take a look at this swing, DB.
Well, just a little spinner that stays about thigh high and gets absolutely pummeled. Geloff me, ball. And the fact that you have Geloff doing the damage, and then before the fans could sit down and calm down.
Ground ball deep in the hole. It's short, diving try by Rocchio, and a seeing eye single from Hernandez into the 6th gap.
Before they could settle down, Tyler Soderstrom stepped up and stepped on another breaking ball that just didn't do much except for become a souvenir. A beautiful day to enjoy a sody pop. Sody might be getting an invoice for doing damage down there in that Guardians bullpen. You keep that line moving. Darrell Hernandez able to sneak one through a diving Schneemann and Rocchio.
McNeil swings and misses. Well, for the A's in this series, they have not dominated the middle part of the game. 2 games ago, the Guardians scored 3 in the 5th, and then 3 more in the 7th. 0-2 pitch outside. Then yesterday, the Guardians scored 4 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th. So from the middle on, it was all Cleveland. A's now have a chance to change that here in the finale, despite the series loss. 1-2, pokes the bat head out, and that's going to drop down for a hit. McNeil, a very solid piece of hitting. Don't know how he got to that ball because he didn't even follow through with his swing. But now first and second and 1 out.
I mean, he's just a pro. And what happens here, you can see the top hand from Jeff McNeil. The top hand, a big part of the swing there from Jeff McNeil. That'll bring out Carl Willis. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. But that's why the hands are so important, and your ability to either stay inside the ball, or in this case for Jeff McNeil, you get around the baseball, you're able to turn the hand over. I mean, you see that left hand, top left hand. I mean, just a beautiful job. You let the bottom hand sort of guide the bat, pull the bat through, and that top hand just kind of helps roll that pole over. Because if you don't get that top hand over like that, that ball, you start to work underneath the baseball a bit. That's where it becomes just a soft, easy flare.
And that got right on the perfect spot of the torpedo bat that McNeil uses. Wilson has flied out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2, but does have a runner in scoring position. His first chance. And he'll take in 2-0, right exactly where Wilson wants Messick. Wilson .324 against left-hand pitching entering play today. Spin it back foul, 2-1. 4 hits, including 2 homers this inning, Dallas. And that's the bottom of the order doing the legwork here.
Well, we know that this lineup can be dangerous from top to bottom, and you're seeing why.
Pickoff attempt at second, diving back in safely, Hernandez. Both Geloff and Soderstrom got to breaking balls at the bottom of the zone. A homer to left for Geloff, his 2nd of the year. Soderstrom's 4th of the year was deposited into the Guardian bullpen to make it a 3-1 game. Now 2 on after a pair of singles, and Wilson taking inside 3-1. That was a good changeup.
Well, it's a nasty one. 48.7% whiff rate on that changeup. And just to give you context on what that number means, well, it's the 2nd highest whiff rate in baseball on that pitch, outside of Tarek Skubal.
3-2, fouled back.
So you're talking about a back-to-back Cy Young Award winner whose changeup is the bread and butter. And for the young left-hander, that whiff rate second only to the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner.
The next 3-2 from Messick. Wilson punches it on a hop to short. Smart play by Rocchio. They go to second, but Wilson was hustling the entire time. He's trying to turn a double play ball, but instead it's a 6-4 fielder's choice play.
Well, and you've seen Jacob Wilson himself in spots like this, and this one not hit high enough for the infield fly to take effect. And Rocchio doing a good job. I mean, that's about as well played.
Bazzana just kind of held up there. So a break for the A's. Maybe he was thinking that they still called the fly. And what was the thought process there from the second baseman? He wasn't on the transfer. Just stopped.
Well, I think Jacob Wilson may have had that beaten.
Either way, the A's have another chance. Rooker has punched out twice. Here's pitch number 70 coming from Messick. Runners on the corners.
Yeah, I think Bazzana in that instance probably did the wise thing, and last thing you want to do is end up throwing the ball around. You got Hernandez coming around third, and because the ball was not hit terribly hard.
2-1, ground ball, backhanded by Rocchio. No, he kicks it. Rooker safe. Hernandez comes in to score, and it's 4-1. And it is scored a base hit. Rooker drives home another run, an RBI single. That was a tough play.
Well, Rocchio's going to take a few steps to his right in the hole, and he does not come up with it cleanly. Oh.
Launch mode for Kurtz. He swings and misses 0-1. Can't tell you how big of a run that third run in this inning is for the A's, all things considered.
Well, we watched the Guardians offense pile on yesterday.
The largest lead the A's have had against the Guardians is 2 runs. Now they have a 3-run advantage.
Well, interesting to see if Messick's going to stick with the fastball or try to go to a breaking ball that has got him in trouble this inning here. Both homers on breaking balls that didn't really do much. Very close pitch. It's been a laborious fifth here for Messick, who hadn't thrown more than 14 in the first 4 innings. Now pitch number 33 on its way.
Zipped back foul, but he's still around that 575 mark. That was just pitch number 76.
And that's how things kind of even themselves out, right? You have some very efficient innings to start the ball game, and then you find yourself in a little bit of trouble. You've got a couple long balls that you've yielded.
2-2. Kurtz takes.
Six hits here for the Athletics, tie a season high given up by Messick.
Payoff pitch. Kurtz goes down swinging, and that'll retire the side. But the A's score 3 runs off of 5 hits, including back-to-back home runs. It started with Geloff, and then Soderstrom wanted to get involved in the fun. Rooker drove home another to make it a 4-1 lead. For trending, it's on TikTok. Get exclusive Athletics content by following us at NBC Sports Authentic. 4-1 the score, top of the 6th inning. Geloff and Soderstrom had back-to-back home runs. And then Rooker added another run after an RBI single. Schneemann gets in the air to right. Colby Thomas feeling for the wall, and he'll make the catch. Wind was blowing out a bit, but there's out number one. The A's are starting to warm Justin Sterner in the bullpen.
Well, Chris, I think we've got some congratulations in order. We know that Shea Langoliers not in the lineup this afternoon. And that's because Shea is a brand new daddy. I want to congratulate Shea and Reagan on the birth of their beautiful baby boy, Owen Wade. Welcome to the world, baby Bangaliers. I know it's never easy coming to the ballpark knowing that you've got that just kind of waiting to happen. As an expected father, you've got your mind in 1,000 different places. You're thinking about your wife. You're thinking about your responsibilities as a player, and how do you compartmentalize those? Well, you don't. It's not easy, and I think it's fair to say and understand it's a tough balance to strike. And I think we all know and can appreciate how committed Shea is to his craft.
Zana laces it to right. Thomas will play it on a hop.
But the only thing he's more committed to is his family, and I couldn't be happier for the Langoliers and their entire family. Savali not happy about it. So we hope everybody's doing well. Maybe they're taking in the ball game. They're taking all the excitement in.
Fly ball to right. Thomas moves over. Few have died at that warning track, have looked more troublesome than they've ended up being. And Bo Naylor is going to come up.
We're going to have a little chit chat with Bo Naylor stepping up. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Mark Kotze on a hop on the way out to the mound now.
And he hasn't pointed to the bullpen yet. I think this might be a conversation just to instill more confidence in Savali, who's had a great start so far, about retiring Bo Naylor. And it is a very quick conversation, and these are things you love to see, DB.
Well, they are. And look, anytime your skipper's on a hop like that on the way out to the mound, I think you can deduce that he's not in a hurry to get you out of the mound or get you out of the ball game and off the mound. Should the scoreboard look a little different and he's running out there, well, then that might tell you a different story. But the way that Savali has thrown the ball this afternoon, it's just about making sure that you've got the right game plan in place here against Bo Naylor.
Naylor was 2 for 5 in game 1. RBI double, 2 runs scored. But they didn't need Naylor's services after a 14-6 win yesterday, and Hedges had a career day. First time having a 3 extra base hit game. Fouled back. Now where do you go?
Well, I was just going to say, in this instance, what you do if you're Stephen Vogt, though, is you take your shot at playing the matchup. You know, Hedges coming off that day, you have an opportunity now to run Naylor up there, a left-hander. Try to see if you can capitalize. But we've seen the curveball do good work for Savali this afternoon. We know he likes his cutter.
2-2. Trying to get him to chase up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bazzana will be set in motion. 3-2 with 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Naylor hits it in the air to right. Thomas going back, and he has it right at the wall. That'll retire the side. 6 innings of work for Savali. He's only surrendered 1 run.
This powerful performance is brought to you by Xfinity. Colby on the board. Just a missile off the bat of Colby Thomas, who's going to take in the rest of the ball game from the dugout. Lawrence Butler on now to pinch hit for Colby. Aaron Savali completing a season-high 6 innings of work this afternoon. We talked about Savali being the guy who got the club and the starting rotation on the board with their first wins of the season, and needing to be the starter that becomes the stopper. And that's what he's put the team in position to do right now, is stop the momentum of the Guardians, stop the little skid that the team has been on, and start getting this team headed back in the right direction.
Here's Peyton Pallette. 10th appearance, 1-1, 3.55 ERA, facing Butler to start the bottom of the 6th. Grounded foul. So Messick's line, you see the 4 earned runs. That's the most runs that he's given up this year. And he has gone 5 innings or more in each of his starts this season. But if the scoreline holds, it would be his first loss of the year. Butler is called out on strikes on a breaking ball. 1 away.
Big curveball from Pallette. Walks up the Law Dog.
It's only the 2nd time that Messick has allowed 4 runs in a game. Messick allowed 4 runs in his final start of 2025. Which also happened to be his only loss. Let's go back to Gelof's home run last inning.
That was a tank. Slider that Gelof just dropped the head on. And I think there's a correlation between the comfort level of Zach Gelof in the outfield and the comfort level that we're seeing at the plate.
Now 3-1.
When you start to perform on both sides of the ball as a player, you feel like you're becoming a complete player. I think it's understood when you first come up, and I think for Gelof in his situation, as he'll work the walk here, he comes up and he knows that he's taking over center field for a otherworldly athlete in Denzel Clark. He knows that he's swinging the bat well in AAA. I want to come up here and I want to be that same type of complete player at this level. So the quicker I can get comfortable with what I'm doing, not only defensively, but I can take what I've been doing.
Soderstrom sprays it into left. It'll drop in front of Kwan. So Tyler has a 2-hit game. And the A's back to work again.
Great to see from Sodi. Sodi getting that foot down quickly. Just a Slight little shift in weight from the left-hander. Ball shot to left, but to put a bow on Geloff. You feel good about settling in from a defensive perspective. You feel good about what you're starting to do at the plate. And that just raises the confidence level on all fronts. And you do start to feel like this is the type of player I know I can be. This is how I know I can start to contribute consistently. Those guys, Chris, those guys become scary dudes.
Two balls and no strikes to wins. Hernandez waits on deck in a 4-1 game. That's out. 3-0. Keep the line moving. Something that Cleveland did very well yesterday in the 14-6 W. Draw their walks, capitalize on those mistakes. See if Paulette gives him anything to swing at. He does not. 4-pitch walk. Wins will take it. Loaded up for Hernandez.
Well, that'll bring out Carl Willis right now with nowhere to put Hernandez. You got one out. A's sitting on a 3-run cushion here. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Stephen Vogt and company do not want to see this lead expand.
Around the league, Dallas. We'll get to that after a word from Tri-Counties Bank.
We've been providing big bank lending power and high-tech service throughout California for over 50 years. But we're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street may be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.
The Astros beat the Red Sox 3-1 in 10 innings at Fenway Park. Currently, the Royals are up 4-1 against the Mariners, the top of the 6th in Seattle. The Mets lead the Angels 2-1 in Anaheim. A's a game up on the Rangers in the AL West. Right now, the Rangers will play later today against the Tigers in Detroit. 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball for a called strike. This is an opportunity for the A's to not let their foot off the gas pedal with the bases loaded and just one out. Hope for some extra runs of insurance. In the air to left, but it will hook foul. Terrell just underneath it. Two and two. Fouled away. Pokes the bat head out, floated into shallow center. Halpin on the move, makes the catch. Geloff fakes toward the plate. Smart choice to stay put. A near perfect throw by the center fielder, and two are away.
Yeah, Halpin threw a seed all the way back into the catcher, Naylor. And Halpin with the luxury of being able to take his momentum through the baseball.
Called strike. 0-1. McNeil has a single. Jeff, a .379 hitter with 2 outs. He's behind at 0-2. So Paulette trying to work out of a jam he put himself in.
A little big 2-out knock right now for Jeff McNeil, and the A's could do wonders. wonders. And it's the lefties that have given Paulette fits. Lefties hitting 269 against the right-hander. Paulette, the Rule 5 draft pick from the White Sox. He was the 14th best prospect in the Pale Hose system at the time of the draft. Going against a guy right now, and Jeff McNeil. Tough to punch out. You see 33 straight plate appearances without a strikeout.
2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Naylor able to keep it in front, but now Paulette has nowhere to put McNeil. And there is no one warming in Cleveland's bullpen. Keep an eye on that.
Well, 4 out of the 9 games for Paulette, he's given you 4+ outs. And with the score the way it is, I think that's what Stephen Vogt is looking to squeeze out of him.
Every runner will be off with the pitch. Payoff pitch. McNeil lines it into right field. That'll tuck into the corner. Geloff scores. Soderstrom scores. And McNeil, a bases clearing McDouble to make it 7-1.
Well, Jeff McNeil has been swinging a hot bat, gets a fastball inner third that starts to leak back over, catches too much plate. How about Austin Wynns off to the races with Paulette coming out of the windup? All 3 runners will score easily. Jeff McNeil will settle up at second with a double. Atta babe. That's 2. Athletics able to open up the scoring here in the 6th with a big 2-out hit from the veteran.
Now 7-1, and Wilson with his middle infield mate McNeil at second. 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes. You have to remember, Dallas, Guardians go to Kansas City to face the Royals in a 4-game series starting tomorrow. No day off for them. That might be a reason why Paulette is getting work in here and has to wear this as he walks Jacob Wilson, and the line keeps on moving. The second straight inning where 8 hitters have come up to the plate.
Well, it's going to be a lesson for the young man. It's never a fun lesson. But you know, when you come into a game in the situation he did, down by a few, you got a job to just try to keep the scoreboard the same. And you're trying to do so over the course of what you know will probably be multiple innings. But then once things start to steamroll on you and the snowball effect takes place, the score starts to look the way it does, you know you're probably going to be out there for a little while longer anyway.
1-1 to center. This will hang up for Halpin. He'll make the catch, but Jeff McNeil has a bases clearing double, and the A's lead by 6, 7-1.
A's baseball is brought to you by Red Hawk Resort and Casino, taking entertainment to a new level.
There's Jeff McNeil, added more runs to the A's cause. A 3-run double in the 6th, 7-1 is the score in the 7th. And we have a new pitcher aboard, Dallas.
We sure do. It's right-hander Justin Sterner. Sterner on right now after the score has blown up the way it has, and I think Marcotte very well may ask the same thing of Justin Sterner that Stephen Vogt was trying to squeeze out of Paulette, which is a couple innings. Speaking of a couple innings, Aaron Savali logged 6, a season high for the right-hander. Did a great job of doing exactly what we talked about. Savali had done a great job of coming into the game, was with runners on base and runners in scoring position. He has bared down. He has made big pitches. He has kept them off the scoreboard for the most part. And he showed that this afternoon. Sterner now with 1 out. Lineup will turn over. It'll be Stephen Kwan. Kwan 0 for 3 this afternoon. Chris, we got some defensive help. Lawrence Butler in the ball game. As we told you, he'll go play right field.
And Butler will get his first chance in right center, makes the catch.
Well, this high roller is brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino. Chase DeLauder 8 for 10, a long ball, 3 free passes, a couple dub sacks as well. I'll say it one more time. Nobody hotter than Chase DeLauder. This dude has been raking. And I think it's fair to say that Travis Bazzana starting to heat up as well. I told you he's done nothing but get on base since logging his first big league hit. He got that hit back in the 7th inning of yesterday's game. Would walk and score in the 9th. Got a hit in his first at bat today. Walked in his second at bat. Got a hit in his most recent at bat.
Locked him up. Three and 2. DeLauder has not struck out against the A's this series.
Sterner looking to put him in a pretzel right now.
Three-two payoff. Called strike 3. That'll change. And a 1-2-3 7th inning of relief for Justin Sterner. Kurtz leads off. The A's up 6.
Presented by authority of the Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics.
That was 7 years ago on this day in Pittsburgh. Josh Fegley had a game for the ages. He set the A's record by a catcher for the most runs batted in a game with 8. Only 2 other players in the franchise had more in a game. Reggie Jackson with 10 runs batted in 1969 in Boston, and Jimmy Fox with 9 runs batted in 1933 at Cleveland. Nick Kurtz was the last with 8 in Houston last year. And I think we all remember that game.
We sure do.
He leads off the bottom of the 7th and gets it into left, dropping it in front of Kwan. A leadoff base hit. So Kurtz is aboard.
Nick Kurtz just working the ball over to the left side. I mean, it's just such a smooth and easy path to the baseball, and then violence ensues. Colin Holderman on now for the Guards. Just the 6th appearance for Colin Holderman.
Well, one streak ended, but longest current active on base streak, Kurtz, 28 games.
Keep it rolling.
And I'm sure he will enjoy a nice homecoming in Philadelphia. I believe he grew up a Phillies fan. Philly and Baltimore. His family was out aplenty in Baltimore last year, but Philadelphia will be special for him. It's also where the All-Star game is this year. So maybe give him a good little mental picture of where he could be in the middle of the summer. Two out in front of a sweeper. Butler is down swinging, one away.
Starts middle, starts to creep back in. Pretty good pitch there from Holderman. Had depth on it, stayed a strike. Holderman with 3 scoreless outings since being recalled.
Soft line drive to the shortstop. In and out of Rocchio's glove on the transfer. And Geloff is out.
Liner to Rocchio. He thought about flinging it on over to first base. Nick Kurtz nowhere near off far enough.
He didn't have as much of a graceful Omar Vizquel-esque transfer on that baseball.
Some of the best hands at the position.
Soderstrom's 2 for 3. That's a good sign. Solo homer, a single, 2 runs scored. Steve Sachs and I before the game were talking about Omar Vizquel and just how fast his hands are still to this day. As Leiter begins to warm up in the bullpen. Called strike, 3-1. Into center field, Halpin on the move. It'll drop in front of him. A 3-hit game for Soderstrom.
Have yourself an afternoon, Sody. And I think it starts with the homer off the lefty Messick. I mean, Soderstrom coming into the ball game 105 against left-handers, and then he absolutely torches a hanging slider off of Messick, who has been very tough on everybody this season. And that gets you going. That starts to build the confidence. Then he drove a ball to left. Now this one he sidles up right in front of Halpin, who we've seen make a great defensive play this series.
Wins has 1 hit in his last 5 games and some change. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So Still helping the team on the offensive side, just looking for a hit himself. Underneath it and into the seats. A sea of A's supporters. Another sellout today, Dallas. 12,194. Youth Baseball Day. The A's are playing well in front of their home crowd today.
What has been just a great series as far as attendance is concerned. Had some great giveaways here at the ballpark. Of course, I've been out and about, and I mean, a lot of folks were very happy with the jersey giveaway. Having a jersey with the city on it, something that they can be proud of and able to sport. You start winning ball games, I think you understand, you start to become a hot ticket.
1-2, Wins takes.
Ooh.
Holderman was heading toward the dugout.
A very close pitch.
Both teams have a challenge remaining.
It may have been just a bit off, but very, very close.
That'll strike out Wins. 7-1 through 7. A's lead the Guardians.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
In the 8th inning, A's lead by 6, 7-1. And it's Mark Leiter Jr. in the game after 1-2-3 7th by Sterner.
See if Mark Leiter Jr. can pick up where Sterner left off.
Leiter Jr. from New Jersey. I wonder if he's going to have family and friends in town for the Philadelphia series. I would imagine.
Fair to say.
Ground ball to second. McNeil throws to first. 1 away. The 2026 All-Star Teacher Award is presented by Provident Credit Union. Go to NBCSportsCalifornia.com/AST to check out Susan Say Lee of Pacific Elementary in Sacramento, as well as the other finalists, and vote for your All-Star Teacher. The grand prize winning teacher school will receive $30,000, so please vote now. After this, it's on to Philadelphia. The Phillies actually have one more game that they're playing on Monday against the Marlins. They won today 7-2. So they will not have a Monday off day and will have to travel back to Philadelphia after the conclusion of the game tomorrow. Fly ball out, 2 away.
Well, I think considering what the Athletics had to deal with to begin the season as far as travel, short homestand, if you can even call it a homestand, really just a 2.5 days spent at home, and then back on the road all the way across the country again. Spent a week in New York. Now, successful stay in New York, so that helps digesting the road trip. But no sympathy here.
1-2 pitch. Leiter strikes out Schneemann. Another 1-2-3 inning. Relief has come in and sat down all 6 batters they've faced. This game summary is brought to you by
Toyota.
7-1 the score. The A's have 10 runs off, or 10 hits off of 7 runs. Feels like 10 runs the way they've been performing. Savali 6 innings. Messick 5 innings, 4 earned runs. In line for what would be his first loss of the year. Chase DeLauder continues to hit, but home runs from Thomas, Geloff, and Soderstrom have truly told the tale for the A's. Darrell is out. Thought that ball might have had a chance to get out of play, but right in front of the screening, Naylor makes the catch. Here comes Jeff McNeil, who tallied 3 more runs 2 innings ago with a 3-run double down the right field line. Popped in the air to left. Kwan on the move, and he makes the catch. 2 down for Holderman. Wilson trying to keep his 7-game hitting streak alive. He's 0 for 3 today. It's Joel Kuhnel starting to warm up. First pitch into right field. DeLauder will drop down, and Wilson gets a base hit. So it is an 8-game hitting streak. Never a doubt.
And a baby Willie. Well, he gets a fastball at 98, starting to work its way in, and we know Jacob Wilson, one of a few guys in this lineup who do a great job of feeling the barrel with their hands.
High fly ball, right center. Halpin on the move, still going back, still going, and he makes the catch. Bump it up and against the wall. That'll retire the side, and we will go to the 9th.
Welcome back. Time now for your play of the day, presented by your California Ford dealers. Zach Geloff, liftoff. And the boys weren't done. It was Sodi with some back-to-back action off the left-hander Messick. A's been thumping the baseball all afternoon.
Chopper to first, moving over. Kurtz covering is the new pitcher, Joel Kuhnel.
And for the first time since his first big league hit, Travis Bazzana is retired. And it's big Joel Kuhnel who's able to get it done. Seen Kuhnel in a 9th inning a few times. This one here, not a save situation. 12th appearance for the right-hander, who I think has done a nice job, all things considered, since he's joined the team.
And drive on a hop, moves over. Wilson throws to first and beats Halpin by a step. Naylor represents the final out in ABS challenge here.
Catcher is challenged.
Austin wins. He's going to have him take a look.
Well, I think he's got an argument. Yes, he does.
So the A's use the challenge in the first inning. And then an ABS challenge in the 9th. This time they're successful, and Naylor's down to his final strike. 0-2 pitch. He didn't go. Two and two. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, they're showing a little patience.
Kunal's payoff pitch. Foul ball. Fans on their feet. You love to see that. That means that they're ready to celebrate. Should Kunal fire across another strike. But Naylor is uncomfortable after fouling it off of himself.
You see where this catches Naylor. Right on the right shin. Right on the top of that shin guard.
Three and two. Kunal to the plate. And a lose him. 2-out walk. And Rocchio comes up.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. It'll be Fry on for Naylor. Naylor got a little bit of a flat tire right now.
If the A's are to win this game, they would improve to 18-16. Guardians would fall to 18-17. This should do it. To left. Soderstrom has it. And that's your ball game. The A's win 7-1. And get the final victory of the homestand. A 500 homestand. They get a winning series against Kansas City, then finish off Cleveland here in the final game of this series, thanks to an excellent performance by the entire team. But really, first and foremost, it starts with Aaron Savali.
It sure does. Savali was outstanding. Season high 6 innings of work for the right-hander. Just 1 run pushed across for the Guardians this afternoon. And again, he was locked down when it mattered most. Some guys on base. He was able to navigate that traffic. Guys in scoring position did a wonderful job. Just 7 hits surrendered. And I think a great combination of making some big pitches to get some strikeouts when he needed to, but then the trust of the defense as well. All of that on display this afternoon as the green and gold are able to avoid the sweep and get on a plane to Philly with a smile on their face. They'll go and do an off day with a smile on their face because they're going to have a big battle on their hands come Tuesday.
Severino against Sanchez. Well, these are 2 excellent pitchers in the league. It's going to be a fun one starting on Tuesday in Philadelphia. But that's it for us. The A's get a victory today. Stay tuned. A's Cast on NBC Sports with Townie and Saxey, presented by Toyota, starts right Now